3, 2, 1.
The Meg is dumb. It's really, really, really dumb. That's probably the best way to describe this movie. It's dumb. In all honesty, I think everyone who came in to watch this movie expected it to be average at best, or at worst, like I just said, really dumb. So what was the whole point of this movie? Well, you see, a long time ago, a movie genius named Steven Spielberg made a movie about a great white shark called Jaws. It was based on a popular book, and it received critical praise, and is one of my personal favorite movies. Since then, Hollywood executives have been saying, hey, people like Jaws, so they must like everything that has sharks in it. Let's make a bunch of really bad movies with terrible writing, characters, and taking out everything that made Jaws great, and let's just make a bunch of shark movies. That'll end well, right? And while we're at it... So a man named Jonas Taylor is part of a rescue team that is trying to recover the crew of a disabled submarine. While trying to recover them, something large starts crashing into the submarine, and some of Jonas Taylor's team gets stuck in the submarine, forcing him to leave them behind before whatever crashed into the submarine comes back. Years later, one of the survivors of Jonas Taylor's crew is working for a scientific organization that wishes to travel under the Mariana Trench. They build a submarine that is able to do this and find a bunch of new life under the sea.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Sorry, I really wanted to do that. Anyway, but back to the story. The crew gets attacked and the submarine is now stuck in the bottom of the ocean. So the scientific organization calls one person who has experience with traveling under the bottom of the ocean, Jonas Taylor. Jonas Taylor agrees and discovers the creature that attacked the submarine was the same creature that attacked the other submarine that killed his crew a long time ago.
It's a megalodon.
While Jonas is rescuing the crew, the Meg rises above the Mariana Trench and is now able to travel anywhere it wants. Now it's up to Jonas Taylor and a bunch of generic characters to track down and kill the Meg. Okay, let's start with the most obvious question. Why don't they just contact the authorities? They explain it's because the government didn't believe them when they said that there was a megalodon out there. But I'm pretty sure if you said a giant prehistoric shark is on the loose, of course no one's gonna believe you. Did they phrase it right? Like, did they say a giant sea creature is coming towards the beaches? Or did they say, hey, there's a possible shark attack towards the beaches, evacuate the beach? Did they say something to make this sound logical? I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the calls went like this. "911, what is your emergency?"
Hello? Listen, you have to evacuate the beaches immediately. A 7 billion foot shark is coming to eat everyone alive.
I'm sorry, sir. Could you please repeat that? Are you trying to warn me of a possible shark attack?
Yes, exactly. A 5 trillion foot tall prehistoric shark called a Megalodon has been living in the Mary and Joseph Trench under the sea and was able to escape because we accidentally put a hole in the floor cloud, and now it's coming to eat all the random extras alive. Think of all the random people nobody cares about in the movie.
Okay, sir. This line is for emergencies only. We would be very grateful if you no longer use this line for your prank calls.
But you don't understand. It's also heading towards a boat wedding and is heading straight for a random puppy who is owned by a random bride. Think of the puppy.
Sir, please only use this line for emergencies.
Think of the puppy.
So, besides that, what other problems does the film have? Well, in my opinion, the biggest issue this film has is the characters. They are boring. They honestly should have just not given them names and instead just called them cliches. You know what? Let's go down the list of character cliches. Alright, let's see. Do we have the buff and edgy main character who is trying to redeem himself cliche? Okay, good. Do we have the greedy boss whose only objective is to remind us that he's a greedy boss? Okay, good, great. Okay, can we have the ex-partner of the main character who constantly reminds us that he hates the main character until the main character does something heroic that makes him respect the main character again, and that is the most times I've said main character in a sentence. Okay, great. Alright, can we have the cliche kid character that is only there to make us sympathize for the cliche mom character? Perfect, absolutely perfect. Okay, can we have the scientist who is blinded by his own dreams and ambitions to logically think about the consequences of his actions? Great. Okay, can we have the what does this guy do? There's also an ex-wife in the film, although she's so forgettable that you can cut out all of her screen time and nothing about the film would change. Ruby Rose's character is also someone I haven't talked about yet, but that's because she's just as forgettable as the ex-wife. I really don't remember anything she does or why she's there, but I will say that Ruby Rose is trying in this movie, and she does seem like a good actor, and I can't wait to see her in Batwoman. That's a compliment I want to give to everyone in this film. Everyone seems like they're trying. The cast is really trying to make this dialogue seem logical. They're trying to make the scenario seem convincing, but they aren't given the writing or directing to make that possible. According to my stepfather, who has actually read the book is about a man who studies megalodons and is trying to prove that the race might still be alive. Apparently, it's a very scientific book that's also really gory. Actually, from what I've been told, most book fans wanted this movie to be rated R. So why did you make it PG-13?
We've got to have money.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Gotta get those violent craving teens to watch your movie. Okay, now last but not least, how is the Meg? Meh, it's honestly pretty average. The shark doesn't really do anything that interesting or memorable, but it also doesn't do anything that really pisses you off. I don't mind that the shark itself is CG, but I do mind that the Meg, whose name is on the cover, leaves no impact. Okay, I'll say this movie isn't painful to watch. It has some good lighting and the beginning is pretty cool. It just doesn't do anything memorable and seems too scared to let the Meg do anything really gory. I honestly don't think anyone's gonna remember this movie, but I will say this, the book sounds interesting and I do want to start reading it. As for the film though, I don't think anyone's gonna remember that this film was even out. The Meg gets a 4 out of 10.